Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Do We Know Them? We've made it to episode 123, which is almost to 125, which is almost a quarter of the way through season 2.
In case you literally don't know how to count in consecutive order. Thank you,
Fractions, ratios, you know.
You know what? I'm trying to keep my cool because I had, I slammed an espresso martini right before we started filming, and I'm kind of low-key, like my heart's racing, and I'm just trying to keep it cool. Can you tell?
It's not working. It's going to be an interesting episode. Because we also have interesting topics. I feel like we're just having a conversation and we're not talking to the girlies.
I know.
Hi, girlies.
Hi, sorry. Me and Lily haven't seen each other in 2 whole days. That's a long time. We have a lot of catching up to do.
I still think it's so insane
that we were like lovers in the beginning of our friendship.
Well, that too. But that we haven't seen each other in literal years.
That freaks me out, honestly, when I think about it too much.
Also, do you have friends in Georgia?
Oh, interesting question. I do have friends, but they're moms and they're busy. Like we see each other once every 3 months or something like that. And we try, but it's hard.
I feel like I live such a sad life because it's like, oh, do you not hang out with friends? I'm like, I do, but they're not here.
Ever.
But then that sounds so sad. And I'm like, but I really feel like I get so much of my social interaction from the internet, which is maybe not the healthiest, but like, it's totally fine for me.
I think that during COVID, we all found a different way to interact with each other, honestly. Like, for instance, I play on Fortnite every night. And I do feel like the people I play with every night, like I am hanging out with them every night, even though I'm not. Like, we talk about shit, we're joking, we're laughing. Like, that's hanging out, even though we're not in person. You don't have to have your friends here, especially when you're an adult and everyone lives in a different state. How the fuck is everyone supposed to get together? We may be lonely, but we have friends.
That's the thing. It's like, I'm not really lonely.
I know I said that, but as it came out of my mouth, I'm like, I think I'm literally whatever the opposite of lonely is. Like I'm being touched 24/7.
I think I'm like way too happy on my own. I also think because of my back and everything, I like for so long, I felt either guilty that I can't do I mean, I probably could do more things now, but no, I don't have any friends left.
No, but you were super struggling. I remember you went through like, I feel like, and I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like you went through a period where you were in constant pain and it just made you frustrated, like with everything. And you just became someone who was like almost like a low tolerance for everything and everybody. And then on top of that, like for instance, I lived probably like 45 minutes to an hour from you, and that was too long for you to drive.
Which is funny now because I love getting in the car like when my back hurts, I prefer to get in the car because I can like kind of reset it and I have like my little massage ball things I lean against, but it also gives me, I can just like zone out and drive.
Yeah.
But I couldn't sit for a while.
I know. And I can't imagine, like I've talked about this a million times, but I feel like you have to like adjust to new levels of normal the worse things get. And I feel like I'm doing that right now. Just like we beat the flu. I told you guys, what was that, last week? Well, my daughter has hand, foot, and mouth disease, which is a virus that is straight, I mean, literally Satan himself.
It sounds so serious.
It is, like, it honestly is one of the worst things she's ever caught, if not the worst thing. We've had COVID, we've had the flu. Hand, foot, and mouth, she is covered from head to toe, in her mouth, in every part of her body, with the worst rash you can imagine.
On her hands, on her feet, and in her mouth?
Yes, but everywhere else. Like, literally head to toe.
I meant to tell you, because you were texting me, and I told my hairdresser, guys, I got my hair done again.
Period.
Sorry I didn't wear it down.
Yeah, I'm like, there she goes with the ponytail.
I was editing, and I didn't have time to get ready. But I was getting my hair done, and she has a daughter, and I said that your daughter had it, and she's like, oh my God, mine got that. And then she showed me pictures, and it was the same thing, and it was awful.
Awful. I mean, I am in shambles, and honestly, I'm just hoping I don't get it because she's always on top of me. And I know it's mainly through fecal matter, but you can get it through other ways.
How ironic after last week's conversation.
Oh yeah, true. You keep saying last week, but it was like yesterday.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah, wait. So does that mean that's how she got it?
Yeah, she definitely got it from daycare, pre-K, wherever the fuck, you know, the place she goes to where there's other kids. Somebody had it in their shit. Whoever changed her shit touched something, and then she touched something with shit in it, for sure. I am positive of that. And I am a little bit annoyed.
She doesn't have pink eye.
Honestly, I would prefer pink eye in both eyes. Seriously.
I know.
It's crazy because my son he's minimally verbal, but we've never experienced this with him in illnesses where he could tell us what's wrong. She is constantly telling us what's wrong. And also when I have to put medicine and stuff, like, you're saying no more medicine, no. Like she literally, you were ready to want to like literally kill yourself. She told me as I was putting cream all over her body, what did I do? What did I do? Like that, like if I was punishing her. And I just looked at her and I was like, nothing. Like I just was in shambles.
Like, I'm trying to help you.
It is not for the
Oh
weak
my
when your
God.
children are sick. And not to mention that last night, I don't know why, she wakes up throwing up. I don't know if it's because of like ulcers or something. She's projectile vomiting. Well, what did that do? That made my husband vomit. So he ran to the bathroom vomiting and everyone's throwing up and I wanted to not exist on this earth anymore. And all I need is to get that damn disease because it's way worse in adults. As bad as it is for kids, it's like way worse for adults, I've heard.
I don't even think I've ever heard of an adult getting
Yeah,
it.
it's pretty rare. All in all, I'm washing my hands a lot and I'm just hoping this passes soon because to see your kid in so much pain fucking sucks. I hate it. I haven't slept, which is why I had my espresso martini and now I'm hyped the fuck up and ready to talk about Willy Wonka.
Oh my God. So I wish that I had even more time to deep dive this, but I think we'll just kind of experience it together. I have all the links to everything.
I love it.
I posted about this on my story because I passed, I'll pull up the Fuck Jerry post that I first
Oh my God,
saw it all
fuck Jerry's
on.
still around?
Apparently.
That's crazy.
But so if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been feeling kind of inspired lately. I've been posting a lot of photography. When I tell you my photography photos get like, I feel weird saying numbers because people are always like, that's so many views. Don't complain about that. But comparatively speaking, I'll get like 3,000 views on a photography photo. I believe that this Wonka post that I just reposted another post and said it's giving Ace Fest. Guess how many? 25,000.
50,000.
Did you say
Oh,
50,000?
period. Yeah,
No,
I
that
did.
was back in my prime. I did used to get that at one point, but
Are you talking about story views?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah, I, against my will, have seen so many Wonka posts. And then what's really funny is that my cousin, he plays Willy Wonka and Blippi and other characters at like kids' parties.
oh my God.
And he also plays Fortnite with us and we all fuck with each other. So I think it was Alex that sent it to the group chat and was like, oh, this is Benji at kids' parties. And we were just cracking up because every clip I've seen is just so random. And I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what the fuck went on. I know it was like the Fire Festival of the Willy Wonka world, but that's pretty much it.
Well, I compared it to Ace Fest, but yeah, Firefest is actually more accurate. So I was going to show you the Fuck Jerry post, but first, let's take a look at the website at what it's advertising because it's still up. So it was in Glasgow, which is in, I was going to try and do a Scotland accent, but I stopped myself because it was going to be so bad.
God.
A Scotland accent, Scottish accent. Anyway, you can still see how it was advertised. I believe the tickets were like equivalent to 45 American dollars to go to this.
That's not so bad nowadays.
It's not. And when you think about like LA in particular has so many like photo experiences. Like what were those? It was like 29 rooms.
Yeah, like those selfie museums and shit.
Literally that people just go to take pictures. So I feel like that's kind of what this looked like it could be. But also it was, I think, mainly targeted to like kids. So it was supposed to be like fun and interactive and just like, I mean, there's supposed to be like, well, so there's no real
Looking at the
photos
site,
here.
I'm like, what is
I'm like, I don't know if I would ever buy a ticket off a site that looked like this, but here, we'll go through the FAQs. First one, what can I expect from Willy's Chocolate Experience? Yeah, so that's what the website is. It's not like Willy Wonka's, it's just Willy's Chocolate Experience.
That was my next question, which is like, copyright? Hello?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they
I don't
allowed
know.
to do this?
I thought that it was like Wonka branded, but now that I'm looking, it just says Willy everywhere. It says, step into the magical realm of Willy's Chocolate Experience, a universe where confectionery dreams are brought to life. Explore an array
Period.
of themed rooms. So that sounds, again, like one of the selfie places.
Yeah.
Themed rooms like the Enchanted Garden and the Vision Room and the Lemonade Gallery, each offering unique and delightful surprises. Not only will you witness the magic of chocolate, but you'll also have the chance to taste it. Well, I mean, I'd hope so. Prepare for a journey with delicious treats, enchanting adventures, and moments worth capturing. Be sure to get your tickets for this extraordinary experience.
Oh my God. You know what's really kind of pathetic? I think I would go to a place like this. Like with my son, he loves candy and chocolate.
Isn't there a place, I don't remember where it is. There's somewhere called like the Ice Cream Museum that I've seen before.
go
And
there
I feel
too.
like that sounds like similar vibes, where it's like food, but also like photo ops.
Yeah.
It says, what does the ticket include? General admission includes entry to the experience for any person 4 and up.
Wow. So $45 for 4 and up. That's fucking insane.
Because if you're under 4, you're never going to remember it.
And if you are above 4, apparently you're going to be traumatized by the time you leave. leave.
True.
If I saw a site like this and I was thinking of taking my kids, I would obviously think it's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory themed, right? I wouldn't think it's associated with the franchise by any means. Like, I wouldn't assume that it's like on some sort of Disney level production.
No. But like, also, does it have to be? It just needs to be candy themed.
100%. But when they're talking about the magical rooms and stuff, I'm thinking like turf with like decoration, you know, that kind of vibe. It is concerning. Lily just scrolled to a part of the website where it's like AI photos of lollipops.
These aren't a good representation for you? But look at
I
the
don't know what they
imagination
mean
lab.
by this.
Imagination? Not imagination.
Oh, not the spelling
Ooh,
error.
typo. Cool. Yeah, no, there's only AI photos. And then very, very basic font that looks like word art next to it.
But as you can imagine, because this happened in Glasgow, and we have no affiliation, nor do we ever talk about Glasgow in the year and a half we've had this podcast, this would not be on our radar had it not gone horribly wrong. That is why we're here today.
Now that we've seen these lovely AI photos to show this chocolate fantasy like never before, capture the enchantment. Okay, well, this is what everyone saw when it started to go viral on social media.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It looks like it is a store, like it's the back room. It's like the stuff they didn't use for like Disneyland or something.
I could see that. I could also see it being, because I see the vision. I have to say, I see the vision. Much like Ace Fest. I saw the vision.
It reminded me a lot of Ace Fest.
I feel like they just were missing 80% of it. You know what I mean? So for our viewers, there's a start of something here building. You wouldn't agree with that?
Oh, it has like the very foundational pieces, perhaps.
Not this being the best room in the whole thing, but there basically is some turf. So like I said, some turf, some fake grass, because that's what Willy Wonka is. It's all that fake grass with the candy popping out everywhere and plants.
But interesting because not enough to walk on.
It's only on the stair part on the side.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure those candy canes don't count like code-wise as a railing. You know what I mean? Like, that seems dangerous, that whole situation, but okay.
Do you need railing on 2 stairs?
Well, yeah, you do actually, according to the law. But imagine like a grandma walking over like these stairs. Where's she gonna grab the candy canes?
Well, I mean, there's room for her to go around because there's no other things.
That's true. But so for our listeners, there's nothing.
It's a bridge to nothing.
Period. That is what this event should be called.
There's a single fake gummy bear.
I liked that actually. I thought that was cool. They should have added a few more of those.
The gummy bear?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
If it was high in price, they should have scattered them throughout the event.
It does remind me of the Ace. It's like they went on the rental website and then were like, shit, all of this is too expensive. And then they go get like one of each thing. Yeah, in the distance, we can see a lollipop. By the way, these are not edible candy.
No,
they're just like large figurines. So then we have a plant that doesn't really fit the theme.
What is that thing on the left on the bottom?
Those 2 things?
Those twirly whirly thingies.
I feel like they're like those marshmallow candy things.
Ew.
They're not good.
No.
But also, they're not real candy. These are just like giant plastic versions of that. Then it looks like something unfinished behind it to the left. Also, there's a wall in the distance with windows. It looks like it's just like wallpapered on.
Yeah, it almost looks like a projector, Def Noodle style. But what I do find interesting is that fuck Jerry, who's now known as Jerry News, ? That's strange.
It's like it was a collab post.
Oh, got you. They mentioned, who works there? I don't know.
Jerry says.
But it says the company is called House of Illuminati.
Yes, it is.
That is very interesting. Did the Illuminati back this? I don't think they'd want to put their name on this.
I think I was talking to Becca about it. I was like, the Illuminati would never.
They would never. Like, aren't they supposed to have money?
Absolutely.
Okay, but this, keep in mind, if you are watching this is the best room in the whole place. Let's continue on. It gets better.
Yeah, so also to give you a visual, this is taking place in just like a large warehouse. So like Jessie, for example, is really into like escape rooms. So it's like an escape room, I feel like you can make it look much more filled because it's a small room.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a large warehouse.
I actually was just saying that that's not really a problem, but it actually is when you think about it because it's so hard to fill, especially the large ceilings. You really can't fill that. Even though it's hard to fill a warehouse, they didn't even try. They just did not try.
Here in this next
not the
shot,
rainbow.
We have a rainbow.
It's giving Troll's birthday party for a 2-year-old.
It's giving middle school prop at like a carnival or something that like the parents made.
Like, you definitely bought that DIY kit on Amazon to make that rainbow. And what's even worse is when you look through the fucking rainbow. What is behind there? Where's the separation? So they tried, okay, I'm getting the vision now, or whatever the fuck this is. They tried, instead of having a big place with rooms, they put up a bunch of black curtains to make rooms, which did not work out.
Room dividers, if you will. I haven't looked up close. I haven't examined all of these pictures until now. And my favorite is, it looks like we have a room here with some pipes.
That is the imagination lab. Could you not tell?
That's what I was gonna
No,
say.
seriously, it has the test tube.
So you see some large pipes that are kind of like similar to like the ones like Mario and Luigi get in.
I think that's just part of the warehouse. It's like an air duct.
Oh my God, is it? No, I think they're props. That would be so funny though. But coming out of one of them is, would you say that's a tarp with like beakers and test tubes and stuff?
That's the imagination lab, first of all. But yes, I get your question, but do not disrespect the imagination lab, okay? Because you do see the beakers next to it set up for an activity for approximately 3 children. But
Do you?
yeah, you see on the counter, that's like a little imagination lab setup.
Are you sure?
99% sure, but when am I ever sure?
I was going to say, I mean, you're pretty overconfident about things with Sophia Culpo here.
Aside from that, there's half an egg on the floor. I think that's an egg. But then also aside from that, to answer your question, that is either a blanket or 100% like an Amazon background for a kid's birthday party or something. Because the thing is that when they hang things up, you're going to see this is a theme throughout this event. They droop. Almost everything they hang droops, and it's quite unfortunate because they could have at least made sure it was standing up straight.
I feel like it looks like the material of like a children's birthday party tablecloth, like the plasticky kind.
Yes.
Like, you know, when you scratch it, it makes that noise.
Yeah, I know exactly what I always refer to that material as Halloween material. Anything that has that weird, I'm like, oh, it feels like Halloween.
That sounds accurate.
But yeah, you can tell that this was thrown together because again, it's like no matter what the material is, can you at least make sure it's taut? Like, for the love of God.
Literally, could you imagine, like, if I was working for this company and, like, this is what it looks like, I would literally I would have a meltdown. Anyway, I think, are we done? Do you have anything more to say about the imagination
I think I said
lab?
just about everything, about every square inch of this picture. We can move on. I love it, though. But can you imagine, like, my son, I just picture, because I'm, like, taking him there because of the candy and the chocolate and the magical world, the imagination, everything. And he walks into this, he'd be like, girl, bye. Like, when the fuck are we leaving?
Did you hear, they talked about all the treats that they were going to get, but did you hear what they got? Because it was apparently a single jelly bean.
I did hear that. But if that is true, that's criminal. And they do deserve to serve time.
A jelly bean? Like, I don't even like multiple jelly beans. That's like giving someone a slice, like a stick of gum.
Not even. That's better than a single jelly bean. At least a piece of gum lasts for more than 1 second. I could swallow a jelly bean whole.
Just take it like a pill.
This is so funny. Why is this so funny to me?
So I would say this photo is what really catapulted this, I would say Wonka experience, but it's, remember, the Willy's experience. The Willy's Chocolate Experience. I've yet to see any chocolate, by the way. But this is the picture that really has gotten everyone just to be like, what the fuck is this? I think this is also just like taken at a really weird moment. But like, doesn't she just look so miserable? If you're listening, this is a woman dressed as what I would guess is an Oompa Loompa.
She's not orange.
No, she's not. But she does have a green wig, and that's about it. And I don't know what she's doing here. It kind of looks like she's cooking meth, but
I think this was taken at a very unflattering point. She looks absolutely miserable. She looks like she'd rather be anywhere but there. And it is an unfortunate photo, but it went viral because on top of the photo, like on top of her looking miserable, you see like the black curtain that they tried to throw everywhere to do the room divider thing. You just see the top and then there's like fog and it just looks so cheap and horrible and it looks like she's miserable. And so it just kind of all tied together to like showcase how miserable this event was.
There's literal clothespins holding up it's literally folded over just a string.
Those are not clothespins, Lily. Those are like, you know when you order a backdrop and you get those little thingies?
Sorry. Is clothespins offensive to this?
Just don't want to spread false info.
But like,
that's
like
all.
They can't even bother to like have it go up against this fake brick wall that they have over here.
I thought she was a bartender. What is she doing? Is she handing... Are those jelly beans? What is she handing out?
I told you, she's cooking meth.
Not the allegations.
Yeah, let's get through the pictures because then we may or may not have a word from our favorite person over
Stop
here.
it.
This is the part I saw and I was like, oh, Ace Fest, yes.
Are we sure that this backdrop made it into the event? Or was it in the back, like maybe behind the scenes?
It kind of looks like it literally came out of a box of Candyland. Like that's how small
Just
it is.
it being, if you guys aren't, again, watching this one, I do recommend you come over to YouTube and see this episode, because what the fuck is this? But aside from this poorly split backdrop, and then also poorly hung, again, not taut, it's just hard to, like, just get a thumbtack and make it nice and stretched out.
Why would they pick to split it with a pillar in the middle when there's plenty of wall?
No, look at the walls. They had an issue. There's a lot of columns and pillars everywhere.
Yeah, but much smaller ones that they could
They were
have hung
trying
it
to problem
over.
solve, Lily. They were on a crunch time.
They were like, ooh, this will look like a chocolate tree.
But what's even funnier is that aside from this backdrop that's poorly split and in between a pillar, they have like a TV that your substitute teacher would bring out, and it's just sitting there. What is that showing? I don't understand.
I definitely am too old for the TVs. Didn't look like
No,
that.
mine
We had
either.
them
Mine
like,
came
more
on
of,
a
like,
little
the cart and like
yeah,
the big
same.
Yeah.
I was just trying to resonate with the Gen Z viewers, Lily. Jesus.
The young girlies out there, this is probably what you had in school. No, I like that it's also, though, not plugged in. It couldn't even be like showing, I don't know, maybe Willy Wonka or
right? Or
anything.
at the very least, there's no sound system around it. So how are you going to even hear that over the crowd? I have so many
Oh
questions.
my God. I would die to know, like, what did it sound like? Was it just quiet in
Well,
there?
that's why I'm thinking, is this just behind the scenes?
I don't know. I don't feel like this seems like a picture. I mean, unless they were making fun of it, like a worker that was there that was making fun of it.
I get what you mean. It seems like a customer took it, or like someone that attended.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this was a promotional photo.
Well, we've seen their promotional photos. It's not this.
I also just love, is this like a phone charger plugged in? Like what?
How's the Oompa Loompa supposed to text your friends?
Oh my God.
You know what's so funny? Joey was telling me, I haven't seen the TikTok, but he told me that there was a TikTok of someone saying like, y'all want complex female characters in Hollywood until you actually get one, and then you hate, and then it just cuts to a picture of her.
We need more complex female characters. We're sick of seeing the same thing. Okay. Well, your kids couldn't even handle that, so...
Oh, poor thing.
Oh my God. Well, so speaking of, her name is Kirsty
Oh
Patterson.
my God, what a queen. I love her.
Kirsty Patterson 3 on TikTok. And this is what she has to say.
So basically, I am the girl from the Wonka event.
Is she?
I never wanted this to go as was. I'm actually a very private person. Very private. I don't even really use social media.
Oh, man.
As you can see on my Twitter and on this is the first time I've
This is your
actually
chance, girl.
posting on. But I feel like I need to have my say of what's went on, because I think I've got every right to, but since I've became a global...
Imagine being an Oompa Loompa at this random ass thing in Glasgow, and then suddenly you are literally on the front page of like,
Okay, so I think of my cousin, again, who does these like birthday parties and random things, and he would absolutely, because he kind of low-key looks like Willy Wonka. If he lets me, I'll send you a picture to put it. But he does, like, he fits the part. And my thing is, like, he would absolutely do an event like this if it arose, and if it paid like a decent amount of money, he'd be like, oh, sure, I'll do it. But I don't think he'd want this to happen. Like, it's intense. Who the fuck would expect this?
Anyway, I do see the humour in it. It is really funny. My friends and my family we all are laughing about it. I laugh with the other actors about how bizarre this actually has went. I don't even look like the picture at all.
probably a good thing.
Getting called a 50-year-old meth head is not great. But
Not you saying she
yeah,
cooks
the whole
meth,
thing was
Lily. You're
bizarre.
canceled.
I wasn't trying to insult her.
You're
It was
canceled,
insulting
and I
the
never wanna
props.
speak to
She
you
was not
again.
provided the adequate setup for the Imagination Lab. That's not her fault.
I immediately, when I saw that photo, I understood it was a photo taken at a weird time where her eyes were almost blinking.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for sure.
the meth thing, I thought, when you were commenting on that, was the setup of the test tubes and all that weird shit. Not her. She didn't look like...
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm not saying she looked like a meth
Oh, I
head.
feel
I'm
so
saying
bad
it
now.
looked like
Fuck you, Lily.
we didn't mean it.
Sorry, girly.
actually, I think by that point, actually everyone walked off set, but then I felt bad for the kids. So all I tried to do was try and uplift everyone's spirits.
Stop it.
And just have a bit of fun with the kids. And I think some of the people at the event could vouch for me for that. But the comments are savage. Very, very savage. And not very nice. I think people need to learn to be a wee bit more kind and realise that people are just human beings, and I'm just a normal 30-year-old woman.
Were people being mean to her? I feel like, to me, it's like very clear that it would be like, no, they just got paid like a day rate and they showed up and they were like, what
honestly,
is this?
the things I've seen from the internet, I would not doubt that because her picture went so viral that people are just disgusting for no reason. And she seems so sweet. I'm so sad now.
I know.
Who did a job that is the worst acting job I've ever done in my life. I love my job. I really do. I do other stuff. It's just the whole thing's mental, to be honest with you. But I just don't know what else to really say. I'm just speechless. I've not had my phone on for 2 days.
What? Is that a thing?
This has just been too much.
Oh.
I do see
Not
the
for
funny
us.
side of it. Don't know what else to say. This is just mental. I didn't really want my image to go else. I'm sure, I've not authorised my images going on TV or anything like that. So it's been a bit much, and it's not me. It's not me at all. I'm not a social media gal. I'm pretty chill. I'm pretty laid back. This is just a bit bizarre. But yeah, I do, honestly, it is funny, and I've laughed so much at it as well. The other actors have laughed so much at it as well. But yeah, just looking at the Twitter comments, it's just like, wow. Wow. Mental.
So that had over 90,000 likes. She has now over 7,000 followers, and she's literally like not posted. That was the first TikTok she's ever posted.
That was. And now she's done a story time and gone on a TV show because of it. That's crazy.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, and she got interviewed. I have an article here. She did an interview with none other than Vulture, which is the same one that Deaf Noodles did one with, but I think this is a little more legit. So the title is Glasgow's Sad Oompa Loompa Isn't Gonna Sugarcoat
Who
This.
wrote this?
Probably because
I
there wasn't
can't.
any sugar at the event. Organized by the House of Illuminati, whose AI-heavy website promotes the company as a place where fantasy and reality converge. See, it's giving Ace Fest. Like Disneyland meets Coachella. Like, just really over-promising. So, in addition to Kirsty as the Oompa Loompa, there
Is it the
was
unknown?
another scene stealer.
I love the unknown so much. I could cry. I have to ask the audience, do you remember when you were watching Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory the first time, and then you saw the remake of it, and you were engulfed in the experience, and then in the corner, what's that TikTok audio sound that's like, and then comes some irritating, what is that? You know what I'm thinking of?
And now I want to sit back and relax and enjoy my evening. When all of a sudden, I hear this agitating, grating voice.
You remember when there was the villain, the unknown in the shadows? Me neither, bitch. Who the fuck is this? Why is he here right now? Who invited you?
So literally this is on the Facebook group it's called House of Illuminati Scam.
Stop
and
it.
it's the group
my
people
God.
have joined to, I guess, get their refunds from the House of Illuminati. But people have posted videos there. So this one is captioned, "Does anyone actually know what this was? I'm still baffled, and I don't know if it's me being daft. I don't remember
I love
this
this so
in
much.
Wonka. The kids were crying."
Yes, you sure? Oh my God. What is that? It's the unknown.
So, just to paint you a picture if you're listening, or if you're watching, because you might need a visual play-by-play still.
First of all, is that
It
Willy Wonka?
appears we have some kind of a ringleader.
No, I think that is Willy Wonka.
Oh, is it?
He's definitely wearing the outfit.
Willy Wonka does not wear that, does he?
Yeah.
It's like Willy Wonka from Wish. But then we have just in the smallest corner of this entire warehouse, like maybe he could have been hiding behind like the rainbow or
Right.
like anything that was like
First of
maybe
all,
large
why
enough
is he
to
hiding
cover-
behind anything? I have questions, but okay, continue.
because no one wanted to see him. So out from behind this, not even like a real like full length mirror, like it's probably like 4 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
There is an entity, we will say, crouched behind this weird little mirror.
Okay, you know those like when you want to have a mirror, a full body mirror in your room because you want to see the whole fit, you're trying to vibe out.
But they're too short and you have to tilt them.
Yes, you have to tilt them because you get them from Target. They're $30. You're like, okay, what a bargain. And they're kind of warped when you look in them. That is what this 6-foot creature is hiding behind. Probably like this.
I have to say, I actually am kind of impressed with how much he was able to hide himself behind this tiny ass little mirror. I also love the backdrop behind him.
Like, he's so much taller than the backdrop. It's not only horizontal and, again, not taut. I have so many criticisms about the tautness in this fucking place. But he also is this character that is not in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but they call him the Unknown, okay? So he's masked. He's very, very scary. So, like, if I brought my son there, he would be crying. But my favorite part of this clip is that when he introduces him and the guy like wiggles like a fucking serpent behind that mirror, the kids, like, it cuts the kids off right when they start to cry, which I think is so funny because they're all like, ah. Can you play the sound again? Because I want to hear what he actually says to introduce the Unknown.
Yes, you sure? Oh my God. What is that? It's the Unknown.
Like, was this actually the character's name, or did this
There's no
man
character.
working just not know what the character
There
was?
is
So he
zero
was like,
character.
what is that? It's the Unknown, because he did not know.
No, he absolutely knew. The villain's name is the Unknown. The villain does not exist in the Wonka world, but he exists in Willy's Adventure, whatever the fuck it's called.
You're sure that wasn't improvised, though? Because, I mean,
I'm
it
pretty
does
sure.
apply.
It seems like he was pretty confident with the delivery of that line. And the kids, you immediately see any kid in the shot just turn away because they're horrified at what they see, because Willy Wonka is leading them and he's like, do you know what it is? And they're all like, what is it? And he's like, it's the Unknown. And this thing just slithers out of this fucking mirror.
How did he,
terrifying.
like, invite them over to go see it? Like,
oh, girl.
Want to see a surprise over here behind the mirror?
I mean, well, isn't the whole thing of Willy Wonka, the children follow him and they go throughout the whole experience? Like, I feel like that would be part of it. And it makes sense until you get to this, like, bizarre fucking aspect of it. And by the way, if you replay it, he absolutely is not hiding well behind the mirror. He is, like, totally visible.
Yes, you sure?
Look at him right there.
Oh my God. What is that?
What
It's
is
the
that?
Unknown.
Did you hear the kid in the beginning where he's like, what is this? And one kid goes, yay! And then he goes, it's the Unknown. He slithers and the kid goes, ah. I think this is a cinematic masterpiece. And whether they meant for it to be this bad for marketing or not, it's late. I'm not even joking. My cousin, who does Willy Wonka in the fucking like Hialeah in Miami, does a million times better than this. His outfit looks legit, at least.
Oh my God. Well, let's read the statement from the...
No, they did. The House of Illuminati
Yes,
put out a statement.
yes, they did. They say, I'm reaching out. I'm posting a status actually on Facebook. I'm reaching out to address the recent cancellation of the Willy's Chocolate Experience event. Firstly, I want to extend my sincerest, is this coming from a single person? Like, did the Illuminati, they had a meeting and they all drafted this, or is there just one person? Firstly, I want to extend my sincerest apologies to each and every one of you who was looking forward to this event. I understand the disappointment and frustration this has caused, and for that, I'm truly sorry. Yeah, this statement has a little too much first person reporting going on to then not say who it is.
Right.
But it's important for them to clarify that the organization and decisions surrounding this event were solely my responsibility. We don't know who this person is.
Hey,
but
Mr. Anonymous.
I want to make it clear that anyone who was hired externally or offered their help are not affiliated with me or the company. Any use of faces can cause serious harm to those who did not have any involvement in the making of this event. In relation? Is that a word?
Is that a Scottish thing? Not sure. Oh, in relation. Spelled wrong.
Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm tired.
I'm like, it's a Scottish thing. You wouldn't understand.
This was a nonprofit organization that was set up during COVID to help provide and support the people in need of help, which I was responsible for. The named director roles were focused on supporting our community and ensuring the continuation of the hub's activities without any direct involvement in the event's organization or financial decisions. I feel like I just read words that didn't make any sense.
I literally could not be more confused. I'm like, I started feeling bad when he was talking about how this was a nonprofit made during COVID to help people. But I'm like, wait, help who? Everyone had to pay to get in
I'm very
there. I'm so
confused. I don't know.
confused. This wasn't like a free event for people that were like terminally ill or something. And even if it was, it's kind of offensive, low-key. Imagine you're terminally ill, you waste your time on this shit. Like,
We must have missed a chapter because maybe this person had announced their identity.
several.
Because it says, regarding a personal matter, there will be no wedding.
oh, we missed
What?
like 7 chapters.
And
at
no
least.
wedding was funded by the ticket sales. This is a difficult time for me, and I ask for your understanding and privacy. We don't know who you are.
Okay, guaranteed what happened was that the public found out who did the event, who owns House of Illuminati. They realized that they did a wedding, and anytime that someone flops at something and then succeeds at something else, they're like, oh, they funded that with that money. You know what I mean?
I mean, remember my mom said, well, my mom thought that people were going to think that I used our defense attorney GoFundMe funds on a car and my computer. So,
Yeah. And your
you
hair.
know. Oh, yeah, and my
And the
eyebrows.
Botox.
Yeah.
My brother actually told me, and I don't know if this is something we have in the doc, but he told me that multiple people are trying to claim that they are the unknown on TikTok now. Have you seen that?
I feel like I might have passed it, but I don't have a link to it.
It's like one guy came out and said, I'm the unknown. I was the person. Then someone else is like, well, I'm the unknown. Multiple people are trying to claim the unknown. Okay, so yeah, just popping in here to clear up this unknown TikTok stuff because we do know who the unknown is now. But yeah, like I said, people, I guess, thought it would be funny to claim that they were the unknown. So spoiler alert, the guy you're about to watch is not the unknown.
I haven't spoken publicly about this because I was the lucky one who didn't have to show my face. And so I thought maybe I would just be, I would just keep quiet about it, and go back home to Manchester, which is where I'm from. But the thing is I think it'd be like morally corrupt if I didn't speak about my experience in Glasgow this weekend. Unfortunately, I've quite a recognizable little wig going on here.
Yeah, he just goes on this weird, detailed rant about how he's the unknown and how the event was horrible and that he just had to come clean about it. But yeah, he's not the unknown. And my apologies for constantly referencing the unknown as a he because it's actually a she. I mean, I guess if you want to get technical, the unknown is an entity. It's you, it's me, it's everyone. It's everything around us. But no, really, it's someone named Felicia, and her TikTok is Felicia Wishes, and she made this TikTok after everything went viral. Her bio says, yes, I'm the unknown. I am loving the edits, which I think is funny. But yeah, no, it is confirmed her. She has the receipts. She has pictures with the cast. That is who the unknown was. And this is her saying that before she did her face reveal.
Hello, my name is Felicia, and I am the actor who played the unknown at Willy's Chocolate Experience. So a lot of people have been asking, how did I actually end up with the role of the unknown? So I was approached by the House of Illuminati, and I was originally supposed to be cast as one of the Wonkas. When I had first read the script, I really did not like it. So then on the Saturday morning, I got cast as the unknown.
So yeah, glad we got that important info cleared up. We can return to the episode. I wonder why multiple people would try to claim that they're them, but it's also easy because there's a mask. All in all, I do have to say to the actors that like stayed and tried their best, I really do think that's commendable. I think that's amazing. Like the event was shit.
And let me read the final paragraph.
Oh, yeah.
Regarding the refunds, I am committed to rectifying this situation. All 2 alls. All 850 transactions will continue to be refunded, has been posted to ensure transparency and to demonstrate my commitment to making this right for everyone affected.
Okay, so here's my thing. I just did the calculations on something like that. This event, if he did have 850 transactions, $45 a piece US dollars, that would be $38,250, which I do have to say, I think is a very, very low number to throw an event like this. And I think that just to rent out the venue itself, let alone feed or have any decorations or any refreshments for anyone, like
It's giving Ace Fest.
it really is, because I think that people underestimate the amount of money it takes to feed even 100 people, or like not even feed, right? Because they weren't promising anything other than like treats and like little things here and there. But that even in itself is expensive. And I just think people underestimate this a lot. And this was a case of severe underestimation.
Yeah, well, and just event planning in general and like filling a
Yeah.
space and like decorating. They were probably like, oh, we could put this on for pretty cheap.
For sure. And I also think that people misunderstand how hard it is to fill such a big space, that it might have actually been cheaper to go to a smaller space and just have maybe like a few people in there at a time. Or I don't know.
It could have been an escape room.
That would have been better.
They would have had the actors. Everything would have been great.
I had been telling Nassim for a long time that I had saw on TikTok that you can renew your vows or even have a wedding at Epcot. Did you know that in Disney?
Oh, no.
You can literally rent out different parts of the world, and you could do it either by the ball or you can do it in different parts of the world. You can do it in France, which I was like, oh my God, how slay is that? But it's literally $25,000 to rent out the location, and that includes nothing. That includes like, you can be here, girly. Like, you're welcome. But I feel like every single instance of like events, and I mean, not to bring up TanaCon, sorry, girly, but like TanaCon, for instance, those are so much more expensive than anyone could ever fathom, because money just like, it just evaporates in situations like that. Like, it's just to do one aspect of things is tens of thousands of dollars. And before you know it, you're spending hundreds of thousands.
Most of the people that are not experienced with event planning don't realize that those aspects are going to pop up. So it's like security, water bottles, shade, like stuff that's just like not at the forefront of their mind. I feel like for Tana, she was probably like, well, what do we need? People are just going to like come and get like autographs and pictures. It's like a meet and greet. But like when you have that many people coming to something and you don't account for like the weather, it's a lot.
I think too, like if he really is only making $38,000, the majority of that probably went just to that venue, that big ass warehouse. Like, I think people just really underestimate it. And then you're kind of stuck on the fly trying to figure out like, oh, okay, let me get like a backdrop here and a big ass gummy bear there. That big ass gummy bear was probably like $1,000. Like,
I'm
it's
telling
ridiculous.
you, I'm being a broken record, but literally it's like Ace Fest. I bet you they rented that venue. And I told you, I had even looked up carnival rides online, and they were like, well, shit, we can afford a Ferris wheel and the game booth, but we can't get the prizes. So we're just going to fill it with old merch.
I do not want to get into an Ace Fest battle with you, Lily. I really don't have the energy, but I will say, you cannot say that Ace Fest does not look like Disneyland next to this shit.
Oh, no. Definitely, if we're comparing these two, sure, Ace Fest wins.
Yeah, like, I feel like this just, it lacked so much trying.
I think that they overpromised because they probably underestimated how much stuff would cost, and they were like, oh, perfect, we'll just rent some carnival rides, and then here you go.
Yeah, maybe look up the price of big-ass gummy bears before you book an event, but yeah, sure, I understand. I don't know, I feel like this is such a large feat to take on when you think of Willy Wonka's world and how imaginative that is, and how like it's just so like for a kid, you just look at all of the chocolate and everything, and you don't even have fucking chocolate. You deserve prison time. But that being said, didn't people call the police?
Yeah, which a little absurd, but maybe like file like a small claims court, like a class action, I guess, if you're that serious. But cops? I mean, the unknown was pretty scary. Maybe I would call it on him.
Honestly, what I think of is like the lack of trying doesn't just show in the fact that they weren't able to afford enough decorations. The lack of trying, to me, shows in the me bringing up tautness again, but like them not even holding a fucking backdrop taut, like them just hanging it in the abyss with the unknown. It's not right.
I have some clarity on the jelly bean situation.
Oh, Jesus.
In the interview with the Oompa Loompa, Kirsty in Vulture, she says, in the exact moment of the photo, they told us to abandon the script. They had this jelly bean room, but they eventually ran out of jelly beans. I was already rationing the jelly beans to 3 per kid, and that was me being generous. I wanted to give all of the kids candy. So we had no jelly beans, and people were coming up to me. It was just humiliating. I was starting to get angry. The other Oompa Loompa came over to me at this point, and I went, where is everyone? Why am I left here on my own? Where is everyone else? I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It's just so, like, bless her, I would have left. Like, are you kidding?
But again, I do commend her for staying, because those kids wanted something. Not to be traumatized by the unknown, but they wanted something. But all in all, I really do hope everyone who went there got a refund. I mean, I don't think you needed to call the police. It was $45. But, you know, slay away. Speaking of calling the police and legal examples.
I was gonna say, speaking of things that, like, are funny, but also, like, not so funny.
Not funny at all. And I've kind of been avoiding it in my head, and now we'll talk about it. Because if you're in our lawsuit group chat, you would know I'm not there. I am there in spirit and in heart. Love you, girlies. I don't have the mental capacity while my children are fucking constantly sick to be in legal discussions. But we have been fighting this legal battle, as you guys know. We have been in a lawsuit.
If you're new here, very weird episode to start on. I'm sorry.
Actually, the worst.
Yeah, it's probably terrible.
But actually very consistent with everything else we put out, if we're being honest.
But if you're not familiar, we are currently in the midst of a very large lawsuit.
Period.
And yeah, we've kind of been like, I know I've at least been kind of compartmentalizing it. Actually, Becca and I talked about it. We think it's our ADHD.
Does that mean like pretending it doesn't exist? Because that's what I'm doing.
It's just like, we'll think about it when we're thinking about it. And then we are like, we'll be back later. Bye.
If you don't know, we are being sued. We have so many episodes on like how this led up to the situation. And if you don't know, you can go watch those because we have episodes on Lauren the Mortician, which is kind of like the start of things because Janet is her lawyer. And then Janet became very angry when we covered her. To nail it down, we're being sued by these people for defamation of character, tortious interference. What's the other one?
Emotional distress.
Of course. That one's always tacked on there. This has been a process. And honestly, I've had to compartmentalize a lot of it. Like Lily was saying, like I've had to kind of ignore it because I have my life and my children and our show. And we just have to kind of keep chugging along. And this is such a slow process. So we wanted to do an update for you guys because our lawyer, Brandon, is amazing. And he is all of our lawyers. So mine, Lily, Kitty's, and Becca's. And he's great. And he has filed all of our motions. And we're very proud of them. We love them. They slay very hard. So we wanted to go over our motion in particular and what was kind of filed on our behalf. But that being said, I had a thought about this. I think it was like literally last night where I looked at my husband and I was like, can you imagine if we didn't crowdfund the amount?
So I was going to say, before we go any further, the reason we were even able to get our gem of a lawyer, Brandon, if you're watching, hi, I doubt you are.
Definitely not.
But we have this amazing lawyer. And honestly, it's been really validating seeing even comments responding to the filings he's posted because people are like, they got a good lawyer. Like everyone's very impressed with him. But we never would have been able to do that. Not only did you guys just like do an amazing, like it's insane how much money that it made when it was like past our goal. But the fact that our goal was met in the first 12 hours, it's mind blowing.
Well, it's not just mind blowing. It literally helped save our channel, everything, because at the end of the day, although we've just now started to be able to breathe with this podcast, we've talked about that, like financially, just being able to see any sort of profit, because for a long time we didn't. It's another level of stress to feel like these people are doing this for what we believe to be a frivolous reason. Like, I don't genuinely believe this is someone that is trying to be like, oh my God, this is wrong, like we need to fight it. It's genuinely, in my opinion, someone that's just like, you said something mean about me, shut the fuck up. That's what I feel. That is what is not fucking okay. And so many people saw that and they were like, no, we are going to donate so that you can help fight that.
We wouldn't have been able to afford a very good lawyer like Brandon, and who knows what would happen.
It's not even just like affording a lawyer. It pisses me off. Honestly, I have to say, like 2 out of 4 of the people in our lawsuit are mothers to 2 children. This is so beyond fucked up. And the fact that this has cost so much money, because lawyers cost so much money, because they do so much work and they have studied for so long to share their, kind of knowledge with us and help us fight this. But like, it is fucking insane. And I looked at my husband and I was like, damn, like the only reason I have been able to mentally deal with this lawsuit is because people helped us in the GoFundMe. Because otherwise, like I would be on the verge of throwing up. Like literally, it is just so stressful.
It is stressful still, like the financial stuff aside. But I say that all the time because people are like, oh my God, how are you holding up? Honestly, it's been kind of entertaining.
But it's only been entertaining because we've had that help. Otherwise, it's not. Like, it's not even an inkling of funny.
No, that's the thing. It's like, it's been fine because we haven't had that financial stress. So it's not like, oh my God, how are we going to fight this? We, wouldn't have been able to live our lives and like function, I don't think, without having that weight lifted off our shoulders. And so here's the thing. It is kind of a complicated mess because for jurisdictional purposes, it got complicated because we are all in different states for the most part. Luckily, California, where I am, they have very strong anti-SLAPP laws, which means like if someone files a SLAPP lawsuit, it's like basically they're trying to shut you up. you're just speaking your opinion and they're trying to be like, nope, you're not allowed to say that. And it's like infringing on free speech.
And Georgia has very similar slap laws to California, from what I understand.
And an anti-slap defense, I guess, is what it's called, is basically calling that out. And if like the judge agrees, then eventually the people that sued you have to pay your legal fees. So fingers crossed on that one. Since we are in all different states, if like, for example, like ours went through and like got granted, but then like maybe Kitty's didn't, our agreement from the beginning was this is our like joint defense fund. So it's like, even if there was only one person left fighting for their life,
that would go for them.
Yeah, their defense is still going to be paid for. It's not like we're going to be like, nope.
Yeah, whoever gets like stuck in this and has to keep going, we would like to all fight it together, obviously, but if it doesn't happen that way, then whatever's left over goes to them.
Yeah.
And honestly, when it comes to what our lawyer actually filed, we can link you guys down below if you want to actually read it. It's a lot of legalese.
Yeah, it's like 15
he
pages. It's not that
super
exciting.
slay with the references to cases. Like, he did a lot of research into this and cited so many cases that supported our case. Essentially, what he was saying is people can say things, lady.
The thing is, I feel like some people might be disappointed reading it because it doesn't really argue a lot of the points that were made against us. But the reason is because at this point in the fight, our lawyer is fighting for our ability to say the things, not fighting for the things we said.
Yeah, so that's one thing I've learned in being in this whole situation is that there is very much steps to legal processes. So it's like there are things we can argue perhaps later on if things do develop to that point. But right now we cannot argue those things. So that may be a little bit annoying, but essentially I still do feel like our lawyer did a good job of fighting the overall sentiment of like, hey, they could say things. That's how voices and things work.
Yeah, so
Like,
basically
it's just
he like wrote our responses and they have like introductions and then there's like the meat of it where it's like all the legalese and case examples and stuff.
My favorite thing that he did say is that Lauren, the Mortician, was allegedly a popular influencer, which I would agree with wholeheartedly.
I preferred that Janet's allegedly a lawyer. Well, actually, he didn't call her Janet because she might have sued him. So I think our filing is like 15 pages. Becca's filing is like 15 pages. And then Kitty's is like 35 pages or something because Kitty's is definitely the most intense. They're all, in my opinion, very entertaining to read. But we won't bore you with, and I'm just also not that great at reading out loud. So I won't pain you and make you sit here too long. But I will read the intro to ours because it is just chef's kiss. Introduction. Defendant Lily Marston and Jessica Vasquez are the third set of social media content creators who have been targeted in this action by plaintiff Jeanette Braun / Braun IP Law, collectively Braun, who allegedly is a social media lawyer. For the sole reason that Braun does not like what these two individuals have said about her practice online. As alleged in the complaint, Marston and Vasquez co-host an online podcast called Do We Know Them, in which they allegedly promote online controversies, rumors, and celebrity gossip.
Also, period.
One such controversy, rumor, and gossip discussed by Marston and Vasquez was Braun's harassing and intimidating litigation tactics on behalf of her social media clients, including plaintiff Lauren Propson, aka Lauren the Mortician, which Marston and Vasquez believe to be unethical. Ironically, in response to Marston and Vasquez voicing their constitutionally protected opinions regarding Braun's unethical tactics, Braun has now utilized that very tactic on them. Namely, Braun is attempting to silence their honest but unflattering, and yes, they are unflattering.
Too bad.
I'll admit that. Unflattering opinions through this patently defective action. Thank you, Brandon. I agree. In which Braun asserts defamation and a myriad of other tort claims meant to intimidate Marston and Vasquez. While it appears that Braun has made a career of silencing social media content creators, she cannot be permitted to do this in this case.
Bingo. Well, that's the thing that we were trying to fight against. And that's what makes it literally is ironic. He says, ironically, it is ironic. How are you going to fight someone saying an opinion about what you're doing that they believe to be unethical?
By doing the thing that they think is unethical.
By saying, shut up. And putting your fucking foot on their neck and saying, you need to be quiet legally. Obviously, I'm speaking in...
That's been the craziest part about all of this. Because she also had filed the copyright strikes against us.
2 of them.
And it was during the videos where we were talking about how she was issuing copyright strikes on people. Like, the whole thing has just been the most ludicrous, like, fever dream I've ever been involved.
Yeah, just to, like, boil it down to that. Like, the whole copyright thing where it's like, you as a creator see that someone who is arguably not a creator. I mean, she creates things, but you know.
She's an artist. What are you talking about?
And that person is actively creating a career, right? Off of saying, oh, you don't like something that somebody said about you? I can get that taken down. I know how to do it. We called that out. We said, hey, we believe that to be unethical. And that person came to us and said, not only am I going to strike your shit down for saying that, but I'm going to sue you in federal court with my client, randomly, Lauren the Mortician, who, what the fuck? Like, I can't even believe that. But imagine that happening to you. Like, seriously, for a second, put yourself in the shoes of someone who's like, I'm going to call out that this person's being unethical. And they just completely are like, they go batshit on you.
Like, we were really cocky about it because we were like, what's she going to do?
And then she's like, well, I'll show you. And we're like, oh.
And it was like, literally, she just threw everything at the wall and saw what stuck. And I guess this lawsuit kind of did.
Well, and again, it's like, we can haha kiki about it, but it really is so much money, so much time, so much resources. And two of the people she's fucking suing have families. Like, I find this fucking bizarre. I find this insane. I find it upsetting.
And another one was just poor.
Yeah. I mean, I say the family thing because especially the fact that Lauren the Mortician is involved in this lawsuit.
But even before that, like, she had done that to Cody too. Like, it took away her Instagram when that was her source of money. And that was...
It's just so hypocritical, especially because, in my opinion, like, Lauren tries to paint herself as like, I'm just a mom, like, trying to, like, you know, provide safety in my opinions and my expertise to protect other parents. But then 2 out of the 4 people you're fucking with are parents. This has been a nightmare that, you know, we've all tried, the people that are being sued have all tried to make into this fun thing. But it's very clear, especially when like filing time comes around, this is hard. Like, this is just not fun.
It's just like really all consuming. Like,
it is.
It takes up a big part of your mental space.
Well, when this filing was happening is when literally the day that Amelie started showing like all her full body rashes, she was in a fever. I was like, oh my God, I literally could not be involved. Like, Lily had to review our parts to give notes to our lawyer because I could not. I told her, I go, I don't even have the energy to tell you what's happening in my house. Just know I've been in purgatory like all fucking day. Like, this is reality for us. And we're just trying to live life, go through shit, and deal with this lawsuit. And it's also fucked. But that being said, I am really proud of our lawyer. I think they have a month to respond. I don't know what happens after that. We'll update you guys when we can.
I was going to say, I'm only looking a couple days ahead.
Literally same. I mean, what else can we do? And not to like paint this as this is some horrid thing and we're like never going to recover from it, but it is really, really shitty. I think everyone can agree on that. Like, this is not fun for anyone. It's something
that like is taking up space in our minds every single day.
And it feels unnecessary because some would argue it is.
There's been so many moments that I have like taken this step back and been like, I didn't even know who any of these people were. A couple months ago.
Same.
Like, what? How did we get here? And then I'm like, fuck, it's because I looked at Janet's TikTok.
Yeah, that's pretty much the most recent Janet thing.
Wait, also, should we check her TikTok really fast and see if she
did what?
Uploaded anything new? Oh, there is one on Becca Day. Guys, this is our live reaction.
Only you would think to check her TikTok. Yeah, this has just been a nightmare, but honestly, I do feel confident in not just like our legal defense, which is unfortunate because it's like you could feel confident in why you did something and feel protected in that, like your motive in something. But unless you have the money, the time, the resources to hire someone that's competent enough to argue that, it's really useless. So I do feel confident in all of it though, because of you guys, because you helped us crowdsource, you know, this fund to pay our lawyer. We are able to feel confident in all of it, both our motive and the original kind of intent in everything, but then also in our legal defense in arguing that. So we will keep you updated on what happens next, but we have officially filed our motion to be like, girly, you want to check that again?
To give you just a final conclusion of what our thing says. It's first is the anti-slap. So it's hopefully to get all of our legal fees paid for under the notion of we're allowed to say this and you can't like stop us because also it is in public interest. And we were speaking out because we thought it was in public interest. Like there was a reason we were doing it. It wasn't being malicious. If for some reason the anti-slap stuff doesn't work, the second alternative is just dismiss them because there's no legal ground to stand on for most of them. And that's where all of the past like cases come in where he had just impeccable research. And then I think that's it for us. There's different stuff with Becca and Kitty because Lauren is involved, but I don't think we even really have anything tied to Lauren.
No, Braun's like hanging on by a string in our part. And then if that string is cut, we're done.
Honestly, I bet you if we didn't call her Janet, we wouldn't be here.
I will never apologize for that. That is the best thing I've ever done. That's on my resume.
Jesse was so mad, you guys, because people have several times given me the credit because...
Don't piss me off right now, Lily.
She came up with it. I might have popularized it by saying it so excessively.
But I most definitely, I came up with it in my heart and my soul, and then I
Jesse
regurgitated
originated it.
Yeah, I did.
I guess we can say her name, right?
Of course. She's on TikTok.
Yeah, let's move on to Jeanette Braun.
Can we call her Janet?
Sure, we can. I mean, I should say I don't like the name Janet. Many of you know why. Yeah, well, Janet here.
I think Lily literally said in a text when I was like, why the fuck do people think you said that? She's like, that's what you get for everyone thinking I don't exist. I'm like, that's not my fault.
It's like, ooh, how the tables have turned.
How the turntables. But anyway, that's our update. We are excited to be one step closer to this going the fuck away. Jesus, I'm so over it. There's so many people that are like, this is still going on.
I'm pretty sure every single point against us is included in this. So if this goes through, then cheers, girlies.
But again, thank you guys for your support and giving us the ability to even have a fighting chance.
And just also coming together against like free speech and being able to have a commentary channel and not be silenced because we had unsavory opinions, perhaps.
Exactly.
Allegedly.
But anyway, that is all. I hope you guys enjoyed. Do you have a We Love the Internet? I don't even know that I do.
I think I do.
You know what I'll say is that I don't have a We Love the Internet, but I can share a We Love the Internet moment, if that counts.
Sure.
And that is that the internet has reignited my love for baking, and I have had a lot of fun doing it. Okay. I will say that right now. I don't know what it was, but I just saw so many people I knew making bread and sourdough and all this shit. And I was just like, okay, I failed at a million sourdough starters before. I think I'm going to fail again. But you know what? Why not fucking try? Who cares? And I have not failed at it. I kept that sourdough starter alive even when I had the flu. And I have baked so many delicious things, but then it's also reignited my love for baking in general. I used to bake all the fucking time in high school, and then I just quit because I don't know, I just did. And now I make something every day, pretty much. I've made bagels. Baking. I've made baguettes. I did.
No, I know. It sounds like it was like you were like a serious competitor or something. And you quit.
No, I just had a hobby that I didn't feed. It left my soul.
It's funny because I feel like we both, like I have been feeling very inspired photography wise lately. Yeah. And you getting back into baking, I feel like we're healing.
Yeah, no, it's honestly something that I used to love so much, but I never was so much of a bread baker. I was more of like a sweets baker, which I've been doing again too. But I've made bagels, I've made baguettes, I made sandwich bread. I have made double chocolate chip cookies that are to die for. Like seriously the best. They're brown butter cookies and oh my God, delicious. And if you guys have any recipes, send them my way because honestly, it has brought me a lot of happiness. Right now, guess what I have downstairs? Even though my house is falling apart, my daughter has hands, foot, and mouth. I was like, let's make fresh pizza. So I made pizza dough that I'm going to make into a fresh pizza. And everyone has their own little personals with their toppings.
Fuck. I need to come to Georgia.
I've been telling you, bitch.
I feel like I'm going to have to wear like a bubble. Otherwise I'm going to die. My immune system is like non-existent because I'm just like alone all the time.
Yeah. You might not make it out, but it would be worth it while you're here. No, I have had so much fun. It's been literally like this release for me. And I've realized how non-intimidating baking is. It's like, just put together 5 little ingredients in this bowl. It's going to rise in an hour and you're going to have fresh fucking pizza dough. Fuck it. Do it. Like, I don't know. I just love it. And if you want to bake and if you used to love to bake, do it. That's all I have to say. And that's why I love the internet because it re-sparked a literal entire hobby for me just by seeing TikToks.
I love that for you.
Period.
My hobby didn't really get inspired by the internet. It was more not the internet because it's just been so pretty here lately. Yeah. And I'm like, I live in such a nice area and I'm like, I should appreciate it more.
Yeah. Go on, Lily. You can show us your wombat videos. I give you permission.
Oh my God. I could find one. They're so good. I don't know what episode it was, probably like 5 episodes ago. I showed a video of this little girl and her pet wombat. She would feed him with a bottle. Well, the wombat has like continued to grow up with her and they're best friends. And all the comments are always like, there needs to be like a little book series about them. And you might think that sounds weird, but when you see this video, like, I don't understand. Here's just one. This is an account. It's the dad's account, I believe, but then they own like a rescue, like an animal rescue thing. So that's why they had the wombat to begin with. Even if this was a dog, it would be crazy to me because it just loves her so much and it's so cute. And I'm just obsessed.
These two. Gomez is getting all out
Gomez.
of hand, aren't you, Gomez-y? Hey? Just 2 little Aussie battlers out there braving
like
the
he just
elements.
follows her around. They just play
Playing
together.
in the rain and the puddles. We've had pretty big floods here the last couple of months. But we're making the most of it, aren't we? Yeah. Come over here. Come over here, please.
Look how cute it is.
These
It just
two.
follows around.
Come on. Look at these two. Just playing in the
Oh my
puddles.
God, stop it.
Hey?
No.
We got flooded out again, didn't we? Yeah. So much rain.
I love Gomez.
Do ya?
Yeah.
I think he's living his best life. Come over here, out of the mud. Walk over here to me. Come on. Come on, you little battlers. Oh, he's taking off. Come here, you little battler.
Oh my
Good. He
God.
loves the water,
Like,
doesn't he?
this isn't
He
even
probably
one of the
hasn't seen
cutest
too much
ones.
of
This
it
is just the
time.
last one I like.
Ah, you're all muddy. You're both all muddy.
Like, let me find one more to just show, like, oh my God, this.
These two spoonheads.
What is this? Like,
All day. He's gonna get you. He's right on your tail.
the top comment is knowing
Here he
that wombats
comes.
can run 40 kilometers an hour and he just consistently
Here he
stays right
comes.
behind her.
He's puffed out. He's only got little legs.
I ain't got little leg.
Yeah, give him a kiss and say you'll be okay.
Oh, you'll be okay.
It doesn't seem real. A wombat in general seems kind of random, but like even if a dog was this attached to a little kid, I would be crying.
Yeah, it's very sweet. The flood one, like the first one you showed, oh my God, that just like warmed my heart. Seriously, I might be a wombat fan now.
Also, the accents are just the cutest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, that was very sweet. But anyway, that is where we'll leave you on a wombat note. A good note for everyone after this weird episode. But if you made it to the end, as always, we very much appreciate you. And yeah, that's pretty much all we have.
Truly is hot.
I bet it is. We've been here for quite a while. But that being said, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And as always, we will see you on Friday.
And thank you again for if you donated, girlies, or if you've shared, or if you've just lent supportive words. We love
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
We appreciate you. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.
Cheers.